Art and me, I've been literally from very young age, probably around the same time I first saw graffiti. I've been doing drawings, and I'd scribble on paper and then fill in all the gaps, all the little shapes you'd do. That were my first ever paintings and drawings. And then I got into comics when I was about 9, 10, or maybe 10 or 11. I got into comics. And an artist called Todd McFarlane. I loved him, I loved his work, and I'd copy his work and draw his Spider-Man. And then he brought out a comic called Spawn when I was a teenager, and I started copying all that as well. Also went to the London, I don't even remember what it was called. It's like a London comic school down in West London, just off Harrow Road. It was funded by the government and Richard Branson. They both put shares, well not put shares, but money towards this youth activity. So I remember I spent a summer in this building drawing comics and learning about how to draw and all that type of stuff. And so art and me, it goes back a very long time. Graffiti corrupted my art completely, because I've found it really hard in recent years trying to get back to drawing like that again, because I got obsessed with letter forms, and obviously wanted to be a great writer and do the best I can with letters more than characters. But art, right from the beginning, man, as early as I can remember. My mum still got drawings of mine when I was 3, 4, 5, 6. And then comics and then graffiti, man, and kind of plagued my life. And as I've grown up and as my business has changed, I've had to get back into it a lot more, and understand it a bit more and do more of it. Yeah, that's how it all started. I don't think an artist is ever happy, man, with whatever skill level they're at. I mean, I'm still 16 years into being a graffiti writer, I'm still not happy, and I want to do more, and I want to be like whoever, and I want to paint as confident as certain people, and have styles and imagination like certain people. I'm content to the fact that I know I can paint, and you can give me a word and I can paint it in a style, and I'm confident about painting itself and scale. But in terms of being happy, I'm not ready yet, right? It's going to take a long time, and I think it takes a very long time. Reading about certain artists, I'm reading a lot about the advertising industry at the minute. There's certain people in that who haven't been happy, and they're turning 60 and they're still not completely down with everything. One of my favourite graff stories, graff experiences, was quite early on in my career with my friend Hack. We were at Swiss Cottage Roundabout. We're just off Swiss Cottage Roundabout, coming off Finchley Road and then Belsize Road and Adelaide Road. We're at this crossroads. It was about 6 in the evening, and we thought, fuck it, we're going to do it. And we started these big dubs on the side of this council block. So fucking bait that I'd never try that move again now. But we got chromed in quite weirdly. A woman off my estate spotted me, started shouting, David, I know what you're doing. Fuck off, I'm just getting with it. 5 minutes later, police turned up, and it turned into an amazing chase. And they're basically on our tails. My bag got thrown, my paint obviously gone, my camera disappeared. Running down back streets into Rolyway Estate, policeman's right on my back. Luckily, we saw some friends coming out of the estate. They saw us run past, so they held up the police. As the police got to them, just started jumping about in front of them, trying to fuck him up. So we got into the estate and hid up nicely. Within 10 minutes, the helicopter was out. Both ends of the estate were covered with police that were ready to get us. And I saw another friend of mine on the estate called Jason. I'd lost Greg. I didn't know where he'd gone, but I knew he was safe somewhere. I see my mate Jason. He was like, "Take my jacket, I'll walk you out of the estate." He walked me out of the estate. Helicopter bang on me. I ran through, basically it's Rolyway, then it's Abbey Estate, and then it's my estate. I managed to get through Abbey Estate with the helicopter on me, go outside my block. My mum was on the balcony. She said, "That's for you, isn't it? You're not coming in." It's like, "Mum, let me in, let me in." She goes, "No, you're not coming in. Fuck off. Until they've gone, you're not coming into the house with police after you." Spent another 2 hours running around the estate, hiding on the cars and trying to get away from the police. But that was probably one of my favourite chases. It was just so funny having this fat Fed running behind you, just shouting to stop. It was like, I'm a 15-year-old kid, I hadn't stopped for you at all.
But you got away.
We got away, it was a great chase, Greg was safe. I thank Jason for giving me his jacket to get me out of the estate and past all the police, the initial police outside the estate that were waiting for us. And yeah, it's a great story. And quite madly as well, the dubs that we'd started, the chromes, they stayed there for like 3 years. So if we got the black on them, it would have been a great move. And people knew who it was, but they could also tell we've obviously got chased. But yeah, 6 in the evening, rush hour at a roundabout. I wouldn't try it again. Man. That was one of my favourites. Definitely one of my favourite times. One of the worst stories, and luckily it's never been to the point of graffiti's not worth it, because I haven't, touch wood, been charged or put in prison. But, well, there's a couple. I remember once being on the tracks. No, sorry. Come here. Not for you to play with. Come here. Settle. Graffiti's never. I've never had a chase where I thought, you know what, this ain't worth it. Luckily, because I've never been charged or put in prison for what I've done. But I've been on the Holloway Road tracks with Juice a few years ago. We're doing a lovely spot just above Holloway Road. You could see it from the street and see it obviously on the train. Settled. And painting away, loving it. I looked across the tracks to the left and I saw a load of trackies. And it looked like they were behind a fence, and they were getting in this van. So I'm like, Juice, look out! There's a van over there. But they're on the other side of the bridge. It's fine. Just push it off. Okay. Just push it off. It's fine. Get down. No, keep doing it. Yeah, look, there's a van across the other side there. Just watch what we're doing. Watch what we're doing. So Juice is carrying on painting. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? All of a sudden, the van drove over the train bridge. I'm thinking, what the fuck? Next minute, it's right opposite us. Torchlights on us, shouting their fucking heads off. I'm like, fuck, go. And I didn't know there was basically a road path for them, for the trackies to drive up and down. We started sprinting down the tracks. They were driving down the other side, screaming and shouting, telling us to stop. Luckily, a train starts coming towards us. So I thought, right, here we go. If we jump out while this train's in front of them, we'll be alright. Train comes along, we scrambled up the wall, jumped out into, I think it was Cali Road we'd got to by then. Running down Cali Road, thought, right, take a slow down, it's alright. Next minute, gold BTP van, fucking gold, comes zooming down Cali Road, saw us, done a massive U-turn, and then another massive chase. And that was quite scary, that one. But another mad thing was, actually, a couple of days later I saw Petro, and I told him about the chase. He's like, you're fucking kidding me, I thought they were there for me. And he was on the other side of the bridge painting, and he just hid out and managed to finish his piece, and we didn't, obviously. Another bad story was when I was in Bulgaria and we went into the yard, and we got chased out, and I fucking fell down a manhole, ripped my whole leg open. And the two boys I was with had to carry me out and bring me back to the hostel. And that was quite scary, but I knew they weren't going to do anything to us, so they were just going to beat us up if they caught us. But yeah, that was quite a fucking bad one, man. My leg was fucked for weeks after that. But that was quite a scary one, being in a foreign yard and not knowing what the fuck. I can't speak their language. I just told them, get me the fuck out of here. They grabbed me up and ran me to a cab and got me back to the hotel, which was nice. Yeah, those two were probably the worst chases I've had. Ones that make you think. It's never been, don't do it. Yeah. Just wanted to continue. Different types of art. Basically, as time's gone on, well, as my graffiti career went on, I had my son at quite a young age, and I knew I had to do something in my life. And I thought, the only thing I know about is graffiti. Let me try and make some money. So I started painting portraits and just copying pop art, basically, like paint by numbers is basically how it works. So I started doing these paintings and portraits, which I'd never done before. The first one I'd done was of my kid when he was 1. Everyone was just like, Daz, get into that shit, you'll make some money, it'll be good. The Prince's Trust lent me the money in 2003 to open up the gallery, and I knew that I couldn't make money off just the stuff that I knew how to do, which was graffiti-esque letters and doing walls and learning about these portraits I've been painting. And I had to get into more varied styles and varied types of art. And it all kind of like, I had to do it all at once, because I'd opened this business and I had clients that were wanting different types of paintings done, and I thought, fuck, I've got to learn some shit quick, man. So it was down to a lot of research and a lot of working with good artists, like people that are working at Rarekind and with me at the time was Jimmy Crayon, Tan One and Odyssey, and Jimmy and Odyssey, because they'd both been to uni, they really knew how to fulfill a brief, how to generate ideas and turn them into reality. And so just them two themselves, they taught me a lot about how to open up your mind, take an image, manipulate it and paint it, and take an idea or a brief and do the same thing. So that helped me get into different types of art. And then so I started being a jack of all trades. And when you're a jack of all trades, you can't master anything. So I could do certain things. I could do portraits, photorealistic, paint by numbers style, and then I could do lettering, graffiti-esque lettering, and straightforward typography. But I wasn't mastering any of them. I was just got to make some money quickly. Do that. Yep, that's sold. As time went on, I thought I can't continue like this. I need to start delegating jobs and giving the people who deserve it the work rather than me doing all of it. So then I thought, I'm going to focus on typography because I love it. So that's what I'm into a lot. Over the last couple of years is what I've been pushing a lot, and I've been doing a lot of printing and just learning more and more about typography. I've got loads of books about it, I read about it all the time, and I draw lots, and a lot of my art now, even in the last year, my wall paintings, a lot of it became typography based, and I was writing massive long sentences or song lyrics, was one of my projects. And yeah, typography became very important to me, and because really it was the closest thing I could get to graffiti, because I was never good at the characters. I couldn't make up my own character as a writer, and I couldn't, in terms of backgrounds and thinking of concepts, it just wasn't me. But lettering was, and so that's why I moved on to typography, and that's why I do a lot of that now, and that's how it's ended up. But nothing's finished, but that's where I'm at the minute, doing a lot of typography. That's my favourite type of art form.